Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. We are hitting day number 2 of my Wreathmas week series, 7 days, 7 wreaths, plus don't forget that bonus wreath right at the very end. So it's 8 consecutive days of Christmas wreaths. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you day number 2. I'm going to be using the round 14-inch wire wreath frame along with some 6-inch deco mesh in white. I found these 2 different sizes of the snowflake ornaments along with this already prepared bow, and I'm going to be using my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm just going to glue down the end piece of my deco mesh. And all I'm going to do for this is I'm just going to wrap that deco mesh all the way around my wreath frame. I'm not really being precise with it. It's going to be hidden anyways. And at the very end, I'm just going to lay down a whole bunch of hot glue and make sure it's nice and secure. And I'm just going to take my little tool to dab that in there. Once it's all dry, I'm going to cut off the excess and we have our base wreath all ready to create this beautiful snowflake wreath. I'm going to start with the larger size snowflakes. Now these come from the Dollar Tree and I'm using the back side, which is the flatter side of the wreath frame. So you see I flipped it over with the curved side facing down, and all I'm doing is I'm just hot gluing those snowflakes on there and I'm just pushing them down to make sure that they glue right to that deco mesh and they don't go anywhere. And I'm also going to use these clear plastic snowflakes as well. These are large as well, and I'm just going to layer them on top of the first layer of the white snowflakes that I used. And really there's no plan for this, I'm just kind of adding everything on. And I'm also going to be using the smaller snowflakes, so they are in clear plastic and in white plastic as well. In total, I used 6 of these smaller snowflakes and I used 4 of the larger snowflake packages, and these are just little ornaments. I'm just going to finish it off with the white plastic ornaments, and once it's all done, look at this. How glittery and white and snowflakey is that? Now, I used a already made bow from the Dollarama. It's a local dollar store. You can just glue that on right at the bottom and boom, you're absolutely done with this beautiful wreath. Or you can also make your own ribbon. So I'm just using 1.5 inch wired ribbon. I'm going to make my cuts at 16 inches and then I'm going to do another cut at the 14-inch mark. And then I'm going to do another one at 5 inches. So for this bow, I'm going to do 2 pieces at 16 inches, 1 piece at 14 inches, which is our tail, and 1 piece cut at 5 inches. That's going to create our little homemade bow. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking that 14-inch long piece, putting it right to the side because that's for the tail. And then for the other remaining 3 pieces of ribbon, I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue on the end, fold it over and creating a little loop. I'm going to be doing that for all 3 pieces of the ribbon. Once that's all done, I'm just going to take the first one, find my center, and then I'm going to lay the second one on top in a crisscross pattern. Add a half pipe cleaner that I just cut in half, twist it around the back, scrunching it together first, and then wrapping that pipe cleaner right around the center. Then we're going to use the smallest loop, and I'm just going to hot glue this right into the center, press it down, hold it there for a little bit, make sure it's nice and secure and where I want it positioned, and then of course I'll fluff up my bow a little bit. And now for the tail, we're just going to dovetail each end, folding it in half, cutting on an angle, and that finishes off our tail. I'll fold it in half, find my middle, and then I'm going to fold that in half as well, wrap another pipe cleaner around that. Once that's secure, cut off the excess, add a little bit of hot glue on the back side of our bow, and that's where we're going to place our tails. And then once that's all dry, we have our little bow all ready for our snowflake wreath. And here's the bow that we just made on our wreath. Again, you don't have to do that. You can use a store-bought bow if you want. I went back and forth trying to figure out which one I wanted to use, and I finally decided I'm going to use the store-bought bow. I just loved the ribbon on it with the snowflakes, matches the snowflakes wreath that we just did, so I went with that. store-bought bow. And of course, for everybody who's having issues making bows, this is a great way to add a bow to your wreath. And our final result is our beautiful, glittery, snowy snowflake wreath with our snowflake bow there. I love the pop of red against that white. Here it is against my door, shining and glittering in all of its glory. Again, that red against the white. I am just in love with this, and I had so much fun making this wreath. Don't forget, the Wreathmas Week playlist is right down below. Click on the link and that'll take you to all the previous episodes. Thank you so much for joining me for day number 2 of my Wreathmas Week series. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.